Hello everyone, Happy New Year's, and now, since it is 2022, it is time for the Advent calendar to leave the desk. So, say goodbye to the Advent calendar, and say hello to Scorponok. Oops, apparently that wasn't centered. Oh well, still haven't figured out how to edit yet. I'm working on it. But anyways, I am Quillava87, and today I will be taking a look at Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy, Predacon Scorponok. So, let us take a look at the packaging. And as you can see, Scorponok is, in fact, in the package. Now, this has been opened, but I did put him back in the case for the beginning of the video. Anyways, let us continue. Got a very interesting scorpion picture. That's not nightmare fuel. Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy 8+ Hasbro. Transformers Generations Takara Tomy. I'm going to assume that this is Predacon Scorponok in Cybertronian. He is WFC K23. How to recycle it, if that is important to you. Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy. Predacon insignia in a giant piece of rock. Got the rest of that image with Scorponok. You can see his claw in that picture, or on this end. But this is the rest of that picture. And he's launching his Cyber Bee, which he used on Primal at one point in the original Beast Wars series. I haven't seen Kingdom yet. I am working on watching Earthrise. But here is the back, and here we have Scorponok in robot mode, beast mode. Here is his Cyber Bee. His name is Predacon Scorponok. Got Predacon insignia once again. Transformers More Than Meets the Eye. Hasbro 24 steps. Words, things, not for 0 to 3-year-olds. CST. On the bottom, words, things, barcodes. No one really cares about this. This is just legal stuff, I think. Probably. But it doesn't matter. And of course, we have the nice Kingdom artwork. We have Galvatron, Megatron, Unicron. Got Beast Wars Megatron. Can't tell who those are. Scorponok, Black Arachnia, the Nemesis, Rhinox, Dinobot, Prime, Bumblebee, Tigertron RC, Air Razor, Cheetor, and Rat Trap. Oh, and the Arc and the Golden Disc. And I do have a little bit of a stuffy nose, but that's all that is. And Transformers Authentic Autobot insignia. Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy, and that is it for the packaging. So let us remove Scorponok from his case. Just got more ground there. Yes, still same tripod. Got Beast Wars Eye, which was, I believe, the background for all the Beast Wars figure toys. Back when those were, like, back with the originals. I don't totally know, but I believe that Walmart is actually reissuing those. So, if you want, you can go find those. So, let us remove the Scorpion of Knock from the package. This can just go over there. And here we have Scorponok on his, or in his display portion, which holds him up. Got Black Arachnia sticker. And so far I've gotten all unique stickers, so that's interesting. Let us remove Scorponok from the package. And the holes you need to be aware of are just the heels and this larger hole, which houses his entire backpack area, which is his legs and tail. So this can just, well, actually, let's take a quick look at the sticker / card. Yep, Black Arachnia, Predacon, Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron, very shiny. Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy, The Sounds of Earth Gold Disc, Hasbro. And as for what is on the other side, more shiny bits and rainbow reflective Black Arachnia with Predacon insignia. Not sure what that staff is. And some Cybertronian bits, which I have not gone and interpreted yet. I might do that, I don't know. But here is Scorponok. Let me get him more of a central view. And yes, my tripod is still broken, but I don't know when I'll be getting a new one, to be honest. Now, there is an issue with my copy. So, you know how his legs go forward and back? This leg doesn't. For somehow, it ended up stuck. I think it ended up, getting a drop of glue on that area where the joint is located when they were gluing his crotch piece together. But I cannot move his right leg forward or back. Now, luckily, that does not hinder the transformation. That would suck. But let's get into more important details. But do be aware of that. So, he's got some gold paint apps on his legs, on his arm, this golden bit here, and he's got a couple golden tusks and a head crest, a bright red stinger, and legs. He's got his tail in a very interesting purple-gray fade, which you can see here. Got bright purple for the head, shoulders, claws, and legs, with some darker purple around his visor, which is also gold, and as his toes. He's sort of got this samurai armor look to him, so that's sort of interesting. He also has a bright purple crotch and purple arm protector plate things. Articulation wise, his arms can go out, but if you use this hinge, which is for transformation, he can go all the way up that far. Arms do rotate at the bicep and the shoulder. There's bicep swivel. And under 90-degree bend at the elbow. Oops, jumped out of my hand. And he's got this red bit for his wrist, which is sort of interesting. The claws can open and close, and both points are on their own hinges. Oh, and he does have wrist rotation. He has thigh rotation. My copy can have his leg go forward, and only this leg, due to this one being fused to the hip, can go back, really not that far, and go out. Oops, stop jumping out of my hand. Can go out only about that far. Knee bend is, well, he has a full knee bend there. And his feet are two different molds, so they have a little bit different articulation. Ankle tiltage, he can break his foot or ankle in both directions, and on his left foot he can basically close his foot on his heel and basically just break his foot. And with the other foot, his full foot goes down, and that is very good length of rotation for going down. Can't go up at all. Same level of ankle tiltage. And as far as the legs, you can display them however you want. I personally have his legs sort of in a pattern like that, and have his two back legs as like at the sides of his tail, like that. And his tail is articulated. Got the stinger itself on a ball joint, so got full range of rotation there. And then got hinge joint there, and then the rest of his tail is also on a hinge. And each of these scorpion legs are on a ball joint. And for comparison, here he is with Dinobot. And here he is with Rat Trap. And he is just tiny. Oh, and for the deluxe comparison, here he is with Sideswipe. For some reason, Scorponok is short. Why? I don't know. But he is very short. I think he's about the size of, like, Cliffjumper and Bumblebee. Of which I have neither, unfortunately. Really high on my wish list, though. So, let's get into transformation. So, first, you're going to open his chest, which is a bit difficult. Yeah, you need to get in next to his head or neck and push these chest panels out. And once you have one open, you can just reach in and open the other. And in his chest, you can see a spark. So that's interesting. So then you take his head and collapse that into his chest. And then you unclick his waist and then extend that down. You can grab his tail. Oh, you should probably use that transformation hinge for his arms. And then take his tail and bring that out so you can deal with his legs. Basically, just rotate those outward like that. And bring those out like that. And then what you want to do is bring his back down or out. And then you want to try and get his scorpion head out of his chest, which is pretty difficult to do. And I just so happen to have a bionicle weapon, which I can use as a tool. But even so, it is still a bit difficult. No. There we go. And then you can just close his back. Now for the arms, you want to rotate them at the bicep, and then use the elbow joint so they look like that. Same thing on the other side. And onto his robot legs. So you rotate his waist, and you want his front portion to be facing the left. And then you rotate his thigh like that. You use the ankle, like the ankle tilt down in order to have his foot out and straight like that. And then you bring that into his chest cavity. like that. And then with his other leg, you want to rotate 180 and then rotate again at the thigh 90 degrees so that his heel is facing up. You want to bring the tail back, and then you want his heel to go into this slot. As you can see, I got that. And then use the foot articulation here to collapse his toe up and into the tail, and that just fills out that hollow area. And then and then his tail can just forward like that. Oh, and this isn't in the instructions, but I would recommend you bring his head down like that so that it's more against his shoulders instead of just being up and out here. And that just looks a lot better. And for the legs, you just articulate those however you want so that they are in a standing position, or you can try and figure out how to make it look like he's walking. I think he ends up more on his leg, which is in his chest anyways, but I personally prefer having all his legs on the ground so that it looks like he is being held up by his scorpion legs. And there you go. Now we have a fairly life-sized scorpion. Like, that's a pretty big scorpion. Like, I think I've actually seen a scorpion at Petco, which was about that size. That is terrifying. And for comparison, I will bring in deluxe shoot, I forgot his name. Ractonite. So there he is with Ractonite. That is a big scorpion. Like, if this is show accurate, he is huge as a scorpion. That is terrifying. And that was the only really prepared thing I have, and still not that great with editing. Yeah. But let's take a closer look at him. If you have arachnophobia, you probably should stop watching. But his claws still open and close. Oops, I forgot to go over his weapons. Oh well. Can go over those in a couple minutes. But his claws still open and close. His arms still have that full articulation that they had in robot mode, aside from the shoulders. The head is static, aside from bringing it up and down. I would leave it down. And again, all these legs are on ball joints. That's not really hindered. His tail isn't very articulated. It's only this portion that's articulated. His stinger is not hindered. Still ball joint articulation. And the section that it's attached to can go back that far and forward that far. That's pretty much all of his articulation. But as for his head, that is terrifying. Oh, and he has a Predacon insignia on his shoulder. I always forget about his insignia until I see it on Scorpion mode. And for some reason, Dinobot doesn't even have one. I think that's because he ended up being a Maximal in the original series. Again, I haven't seen Kingdom on Netflix yet, but eventually I will. So, no spoilers. He's got bright red legs and that bright red stinger. His eyes and mandibles are bright red. And again, with that purple-gray fade throughout his body. There's the top. There is the bottom. He does have visible head syndrome. Well, actually, he has, like, visible everything syndrome. But that's just due to the nature of how he transforms. And beast formers will always have some form of robot bits sticking out. Like, he still has his legs showing. Like, he just has his foot there. But overall, pretty good figure. And again, Happy New Year's. I have been Quilava87. Let me know what you think of this guy. And I will be doing some more reviews over the night and across the week, hopefully. But, Happy New Year's. Have a great night or day. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.